Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. I'm gonna do a commentary video for Total War Rome 2. Epirus versus Macedon battle. I'll be commanding the Epirotes, and my opponent's name is Bubi, commanding the Macedonians. So I'll be using my cinematic editing for this battle, and I was using cinematic for many years. I didn't always do it, but I did it for a few particular videos, and I'm gonna do it for a few of these videos too. Not all the time, just some of the time. Anyways, we're gonna be fighting in Neapolis, and you can see I have a full stack of Epirotes with an elephant. So I started off on this ridiculous mountain up here. I'm yellow on the tactical map. My opponent is red on the tactical map. So I'm going to come off this mountain. I'm not going to make him go up there. But you can see my army composition. I got some Thessalian cav hidden in those trees, and the rest of my guys are up on that mountain. But I will come off of it. And here's my opponent's army here. Pretty nice looking mix. So we both bought peltists. I brought a unit of javelin men. I brought 3 of them actually. Pretty cheap, very low morale, but they do carry a lot of javelins, which are very destructive. And here's my unit of peltists. A very great unit. Short range missile, but very great nevertheless. And I have 3 of these slinger units. I've brought them many times. And in this big glob right there, I have some levy pikemen. I have 6 of those guys. Very low morale, but they can hold the enemy long enough if you keep them in the front. And I have 2 units of Hellenic Royal Guard, one containing my general. And I built my strategy around these mercenary Indian war elephants. So I'm going to keep them in reserve until their appearance is dynamic. And out in the those trees right there, I have my Thessalian cav. I have 4 units of them. I like these guys. They're very low cost, but they have a very great charge. So as long as you keep them charged at the opponent, then they're very effective. But if you don't charge them, then they're useless. So here's my opponent's setup here. He's got a peltist. He has more than I do. He has 2. I only have 1. And he's got his thorax pikemen. He's got 3 of those guys. Very effective unit, better than my levy pikes. Then he has 3 units of mercenary Cretan archer. That's the max amount you can have before it's capped. Then he has 4 units of these thorax swordsmen. So he does have cav. He has 2 Thessalian cav, 1 on both wings, and he has 2 units of citizen cav, 1 on both wings as well. This one's disappearing. They are magic. And then finally he has his general unit on companion cav. So he has a pretty good looking army, but I had the advantage of having maxed out my slots. Some people don't consider that an advantage, but I do. So the battle starts off with the skirmish phase. Now I don't like the fact that we're skirmishing at that range because his Cretans will beat my guys eventually. So I will have to move up. Here's a little tactical overhead again. I am yellow, and he is red. So he's swinging some cav around. I've got my cav hidden back there. So I want to ambush his cav, and I didn't really think he was going to come all the way into the trees. I thought he'd be too cautious for that, so I came out and attacked him. And he was watching, he was very cautious, and he just pulled his cav back. So I'm going to try to cut him off here. Unfortunately, he does have infantry nearby to help out, so I won't be able to cut him off here. But here's a little chase cam. Those are his Thessalian and citizen cav trying to get away from my Thessalians, and he does get away. You see his cav. I'm sorry. You see his infantry waiting right there, so I can't cut him off, unfortunately. See, as I said, he does have the skirmish edge, so I do have to close the distance. So we are skirmishing right now, but I cannot keep this up because eventually his Cretans will destroy my guys. My morale won't last. So definitely have to push up. Which is good because then I can use my elephants and my more numerous amount of troops. So he has some his other cav. See them coming through the trees right there? There they are. Those are Thessalians, and he also has a unit of citizen cav. They will eventually come around and try to take out some of my slingers. Those are his citizen cav now coming into view. That's the overhead. Those are his cav moving away from the mountain, but they will come back. And here's action back on the other wing. Those are my Thessalians. That's all of them. I'm going to get around behind his army. So as I said, I could not maintain the skirmish like that, so I wanted to close the gap. And I wanted to use my more numerous amount of troops to outflank him, and also bring my elephants into play. But look, if you look at the background, those are my my Thessalians getting behind his army. I love doing that, as you guys noticed, is to put my cav behind people's armies. So I got my levy pikemen into phalanx formation. Now in a standoff fight, I can't take on his thorax pikemen, but I can do it if I outflank him. So again, those are my cav getting around behind his army. And he's pulling back some of his own cav to respond to that. You can see him kind of leaving out on the very left to respond to my cav. Now I got my peltas and my javelin in the front ranks. I'm gonna put them in front ranks and start attacking his phalanx right there. So we're gonna see the effects of my javelin and peltas attacking his phalanx. That guy got stabbed either in the throat or the neck. That guy just lost his head altogether. So yeah, he did pull his citizen cav back around and took out some of my skirmishers back there. And I was able to respond with my elephants. So I think he was busy microing his other troops. Otherwise, he would have pulled his citizen cav away from my elephants, but he stayed there. So my elephants got able to kill him. So yeah, so 2 of my Thessalians were out in the forest, and he sent all of his cav, like every single one of his cav, at my 2 units of Thessalian cav, which meant I have 2 more units of Thessalian cav free. See them? And now I got my elephants. I didn't like how I sent all my elephants in unsupported like that, because that's not very good. So I lost control of my elephants, unfortunately. It's only temporary though. But this is my free units of Thessalian cav. I had 2 of them. I went right for his Cretan archers. Like, in order for my elephant strategy to work, I needed to nullify these guys. I also want to take out his peltas too, but for now I'm very happy taking out his Cretan archers. Now you see these thorax pikemen just sitting there. I took my Thessalian cav and just bashed right behind him. So I definitely took advantage of his weakness there by charging him from behind. And you see, all of his cav is still killing my other cav. That's why I'm free to use my other cav like this. So I still don't really have command of my elephants, so that's why they're just sitting there. But you can see my cav right there just running rampant in my opponent's back line, and my other cav is still fighting these guys. So I don't think that was a very great way to manage all of his cav. He has all 4 of his cav taking on 2 of my cav, whereas my other 2 cav are just running down his guys. It's almost as if I won the cav fight, even though he's winning it. But yeah, it was a tactical mistake on his behalf. One that will cost him the game. Sorry, spoiler. So I eventually moved up my levy pikes to confront his infantry. Now I have control of my elephants again. So now I just want to pin his infantry down and then let my elephants do the dirty work. So here's my elephants, and in the background you can see my Thessalians still launching all these rear charges. His cav is still busy killing my other cav, and that's good news for me. He can kill my 2 units of cav as long as I can rule the battlefield. So we're going to watch my elephants do the damage here, because my elephants will get the most kills on my side. See, I was kind of, I don't want to say I was frightened, but I didn't like that I lost control of my elephants temporarily. But I knew that they would come back. Because when I lost control of them, they were definitely within friendly territory. So he couldn't harass them while they were out of control. So I turned trample on. Just going to trample his units over there. And yeah, my Thessalians did tons of damage. Finally, he was able to bring back his cav after killing my cav. Well, half of them. But it's too late now. See, the other cav units finally coming into play. So sometimes winning the cav fight isn't really that important if it's going to take you away from the action. And that's something that Antiochus the Great should have learned. He was a Seleucid commander, who many times would be winning the cav fight, but would not pull his cav back in time to save his infantry. So it's all about timing and judgment. But definitely my strategy did work here, of building my strategy around my elephants. I mean, that was my primary strategy, was to build it around the elephants. My second strategy was to build it around my numerical superiority. So it's all close combat right now. So there's really no more battle lines, but the orange flags are ruling right now. The orange flags representing Epirus. So he's charging in where he can with his cav. And you're going to see that it's quite effective actually against my elephants. But over here on the left, yeah, his guys are getting ruled by my numerical edge here. Yeah, if you can grind your opponent down when you have a numerical edge, then it's not going to bode well for the opponent. Here's the action in the middle. My guys are ruling over here. And then action back on the right. My elephants are standing their ground against these cav units. But he charges in again. And watch that charge. It's going to take out a lot of my elephants there. That's a charge from his general unit of companion cav. So look at that. He took out with 3 elephants there with that charge. Pretty nice. But my elephants don't need to win. They just need to hold their ground long enough for the rest of my troops to get over there. But it makes for great cinematics with this close up here. So those are my guys coming in from the other side. So it's a nightmare if you're a Macedonian because you have no more friendly troops nearby. Sorry, whenever I see elephants, I think of the circus. Anyway, close victory. But yeah, good game to my opponent. You can see the damage there. So on his side, his general unit got the most kills with 97. On my side, my elephants with 262 kills got the most. But yeah, very good stand by my opponent. And I hope you guys enjoyed this battle.